warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. How are you today? Hope you all are in good condition. First of all, praise be to God Almighty, who gives us so many goodness that make us can do many useful activities. Like this moment today, we meet in academic speaking class. The Honorable Mrs. Engliana is our lecturer of academic speaking. The Honorable all our friends. Okay, before to me present our topic today, let's ask you some questions. First question is, have you ever felt stressed because of your academic thing? Yes, of course. Maybe always. Second, why do so many students have academic stress? And the third question is, how they solve their problem, the stress. Yes, stress has been one of the most important topics in academic issues. And in this occasion, we, Group 6, are going to review a journal from Qory, Aina, and Primardiana Hermilia Wijayanti research with the title Coping the Academic, the way the students dealing with stress. Okay, let me introduce first the members of our group. They are me, Mrs. Faras Mentari, Miss Novianti Rachmah, Miss Istiana Furih, Sawqiyah, Miss Siti Wirdati, Mr. Widya Junianto Suparyadi, and Mr. Abdul Rozak. Here is the of our presentation. Second, first, introduction. Second, methodology. Third is result. Fourth is evaluation. And the last is okay. For the next slide, will be presented by Mrs. Wildaniya Sawqiyah. Miss Wildan, time is yours.
Okay, thanks, Miss Faras. Okay, friend, these are the background of the study. In the educational setting, academic stress has been obviously seen as one of the vital topics. Hence, this study is intended to ascertain the students' causes and coping strategies concerning academic stress. A survey method was called for collecting and analyzing the data. Two questionnaires were interested in grasping the academic stress causes and coping strategies, namely perception of academic stress scale or PAS and brief code or PLBTS. Okay, and however, there are many sources of academic stress and the way students cope the stress may differ. Next. Okay, these are the purposes of the study. The first is to find out the sources of students' academic stress, and the second is to investigate what are they doing when they are in that condition. For the next one, will be continued by Miss Novianti Rachmah.
Thank you, Miran. I will explain about methodology of this research. This research is designed by using the survey method. This method is getting the information from samples by obtaining their response to some question. The subject of this research are from 21 graduate students of language teaching study program, Malang State University. They are consisting of 2 men and 19 women with the range of age from about 22 up to 27 years old. The data was collected through 21 students survey with self-administered questionnaire. This research work on using two questionnaires. The first is PAS, or Perception of Academic Stress Scale, and the second is Brief COPE, or PLDTS questionnaires. PAS is psychometrically instrument used to assess the academic stress among university students, developed by Dalia Beruai and Adol Gabriel on 2015. BriefCop questionnaire, which consists of 28 questions related to the way that the students use for coping their stress. After that, the researchers screening out the data from 10 students, and the researchers adapted this instrument by eliminating two questions related to how work may affect the students' academic stress. The elimination is considering to be taken because most of the subjects of this study are not worked yet. And then the researchers asked the participants to fulfill the two questionnaires through the online documents using Google Docs. The data were analyzed in form of percentage that automatically had been gotten from the Google Docs. In the next slide, Sir Widya will explain about the instrument.
Thank you to Miss Novianti Rahma. I will explain about the questionnaire. There are two kinds of questionnaire. The first one is PAS, or Perception of Academic Scale. It is divided into three kinds of subscales. The first one is the academics expectation subscales, which consists of 4 items. The second one is workload examination subscales, which consists of 8 items. And the third one is the student's academic self-perception subscales, which consists of 6 items. The next questionnaire is brief COP. The goal of the questionnaire is to distinguish the COP strategies used by subject of this research. Brief COP consists of 14 subscales with 2 items on each subscales. The first is active coping. The second one, planning. The third, positive reframing. The fourth, acceptance. The fifth, humor. The sixth, religion. And the seventh, using emotional support. And the next is result. As you can see, this is the table about academic stress scale. There are 5 indicators of academic stress from 1 to 5. The indicators, as you can see, the first is strongly agree, second agree, 3 neutral, 4 not agree, and 5 strongly not agree. So, one of many factors of stress is the difficulty of examination. It is 65%, which is neutral, and 25 is agree. Next, finding of brief COP, or result of brief COP. We highlight the planning one, and most of students cope the stress with accepting the reality of the fact. And the next, most of students cope the stress with making joke and finding comfort in religion or spiritual beliefs that reality of the fact. The next is about evaluation, which will be explained by Miss Furih.
Right, I'm gonna explain about the evaluation of this journal. We can summarize the content of this journal from the method and the instrument that the researchers use are suitable with the research. And the data collected could be more acceptable if the amount of the sampling more than 21 respondents. For the background of respondent, the researchers should be use the same background such as gender, same occupation, and the same social status. So the result will be more acceptable. And the involvement of the respondent is not all the respondents fill the questionnaire. Next, please. We can conclude that the most affected factor of the subject's academic stress is worries. Most of the graduate students feel worried about their performance in academic because their lecturers demand the students to be perfect in doing their assignment. Main stressors correlated with the self-perception so that coping strategies are related to self-calmness. Most of the graduate students prefer to praying or doing meditation in relieving their stress.
Okay. After many slides that have been explained to you about academic stress and coping strategies from the other speakers, and then let me tell you about the reference from all the material for this topic is coping the academic stress, the way the student dealing with stress, and it's from Aina, Q, and Wijayanti at 2019. And we hope from the presentation we can concern more about academic stress and coping strategies, of course. Then we can apply in the daily activities and the academic purpose. Exactly. And then thank you so much from all the audience. Maybe if you find our mistake and apologize. Thanks very much for your attention. And finally, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.